Word reaches us of a battle on the distant shores of the old world. A great evil has apparently risen in the east, the Chaos Dwarves of Hashut. They have risen up in the Dark Lands, intent on dominating the whole world in the name of their god. We do not pay much attention at first, for those lands are far from our homes, and many powers would surely try and stop them. The first such power is Grimgor Ironhand, one of the greatest warriors of the Greenskins. He has raised a rebellion against his Chaos Dwarf masters, a rebellion that has brought some of them freedom, even if many were returned in chains. Grimgor is chased to Saber Mountain by the armies of the Chaos Dwarves, led by Ironhand and Zhatan the Black. There, aided by the great power of Kholek Suneater, they shall fight to end the threat of the Greenskins to their empire.
So welcome everyone, Christine here with another skirmish battle for the Chaos Dwarfs in Total War Warhammer 3. We have Grimgor Ironhand with a massive army, 2 full stacks of units, 1 stack under his direct control of Black Orcs, Orc Biggins, and the boys, as well as some Boar boys, and then of course a Goblin army that is going to support them, because Goblins did fight alongside Grimgor. He would generally massacre a lot of them, but then they would still show up. That was it. Now, the Goblins have a lot of units. They have a full stack. They're not being shown here, only their units outside of stealth are being shown, like their Goblin Rock Lobbers, the Trolls, but basically there's a bunch of Night Goblins and Nasty Skulkers in there as well. Now, I have a full stack. I also have some units from Kholek and Zhatan to help me out. Kholek has his Regiment of Renown, as well as 2 units of the Dragon Ogres and 2 units of Chaos Trolls, armored version. So pretty powerful stuff. Whereas Zhatan, he basically is going to be the front line. He's got a bunch of Chaos Dwarf Warriors with Grey Weapons, and some Hobgoblin Archers and Blunderbusses. Not a big army, because I decided to give myself the big army. I gave Grimgor quite a bit more money than I have. Anyway, the way I've deployed my army, I have Astragoth over here, Ironhand, who is pretty solid in melee in a lot of ways, and obviously has access to magic, but he is ridiculously good in a fight. Zhatan, I'm actually a bit disappointed by in terms of his melee ability. He doesn't seem to handle himself quite well. Then we have Gordas as well. They're going to react. They're basically going to go Grimgor hunting my 2 guys over here, hopefully with Kholek and Zhatan helping out. On this flank, I've deployed 2 Chaos Dwarf Warriors for flank protection, and all of my gunpowder units. So I have the Infernal Guard with Fire Glaives, pretty good range for these fellas right here. Why is that not showing up? Okay, that's so flaming attacks over here, lots of armor piercing, and bonus versus large by the looks of it. Okay. So bonus versus large with these guys. Decent range, not necessarily the best, but still pretty decent. I do like the effect of the guns that the Chaos Dwarves do have. Then 2 Blunderbusses, basically. These are like the Iron Hail Gunners of Cathay, more or less, though significantly more durable and pretty decent melee as well. Then on the other side of the battlefield, I've put 2 Chaos Dwarf Warriors with Grey Weapons just behind the Trolls over here. And another unit of Dragon Ogres, and of course a Dragon Ogre Shaggoth. Yes, we're going all in on this one. And we also have Great Taurus over here to help out. Then some Orc Laborers for some chaff, just to hold Grimgor's infantry in place. They're actually pretty decent as a low-tier infantry unit, because they do have those weapons, though. You can see how much they've been abused by their Chaos Dwarf masters over here. And then in the back we have some centaurs, Bull Centaur renders with dual axes, These are the anti-infantry version. I'm gonna use them for flank protection as a quick reaction force, because I don't know where Grimgor's cavalry is gonna go, and also I want to protect my artillery over there. There's 3 versions of those guys. There's one with a gray weapon, which I think is more an anti-cavalry version. Then over here in the back, we have a sneaky goblin force, hobgoblin force on their wolf riders. And these guys, they're pretty fast. They have a pretty good charge bone. Like, these are the wolf riders, goblin wolf riders, but much better, I would argue. So, decent level of armor, actually, decent level of melee attack. Like, you'd be surprised how effective these guys can be. I am surprised by how effective these guys can be when considering everything. So, their purpose is to take out the enemy artillery. Yeah, I'm using the woods over there because, hey, they have vanguard deployment. That's how they should be used. I also have 2 pieces of artillery, the usual hell cannon, who doesn't love a hell cannon, and then of course the Death Shrieker rocket launcher for those explosive rockets. I think the Death Shrieker rocket launcher is probably going to be the most ridiculous artillery unit, but we don't know how that's going to shape up. Grimgor does have a rogue idol, an Ragnarok with the Goblin Great Shaman Lord, and a giant, and then there's him, of course. And Grimgor himself is worth an army, basically. So these guys, flank protection, move in. The battle will basically be fought here. So, let's get started just to make sure everything's in order. Okay, everything should be. So, Grimgor is the attacker. I set him up as the attacker because I feel like if I set the AI as the defender, the AI just sits there taking artillery damage. And yeah, of course, you're gonna take... You're gonna use artillery as the Chaos Dwarves. What? You expect not to use hell cannons? Okay. Now, Astragoth is pretty fast, so I'm tempted to just decide, you know what? So, Zhatan is moving in. Well, on my permission, of course. Foolish Zhatan. Kholek seems to decide that, yeah, I'm not gonna charge right into the green mob. Reasonable decision as far as I see it. Reasonable decision. So these guys are gonna go deal with the boar boys, and we're going to... Okay, artillery going in, Night Goblin archers, and here come the Chaos Dwarves against the trolls. Ooh, bad charge over there. The Ragnarok coming in right behind there. So Orc Biggins, Nasty Skulkers, let's engage in melee. Go, go, go. And I am going to switch to the Flamestorm ability over here and send Astragoth and Gor does Grimgor hunting, as I said I would. And meanwhile, my ranged units here are going to, well, some of them. So while that's going on, they're gonna go take down the artillery. Pretty sure Grimgor can beat my beat the crap out of me, but let's give him a magical buff. Oh, Lore of Fire changed. Yeah, get out of there. We ain't gonna win that fight, that's for damn certain. My flank over here is a bit, it's gonna struggle a bit. I think I'm gonna turn the blunderbusses here and just keep getting those hard blades moving in. Wolf Riders coming in, doing a lot of charge damage. I may be tempted. Okay, get Astragoth out of here, or actually just send them to deal with Grimgor. Poison Grimgor as well. Okay, artillery keeps shooting. Over there, let's switch the Hell Cannon. And get those Wolf Riders. Okay. Let's get these guys charging in. Wolf Riders going in. Go, go, go. Grimgor's we got the giant over here. We got Kholek. Kholek, Gordas, Astragoth, Giant, a rogue idol close enough. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Okay, the entire flank should be secure at this point, so let's get these guys to start moving in. If push comes to shove, like, we just want to flank around with those units. The flank here is going to collapse. The Goblin Great Shaman has fallen. The Taurus here is his sole purpose in this situation is to just give me some time over there. I need that time. Now there's now these guys are the charging cavalry version, because they've got those pierce for extra charge bonus. What a mess! Oof! Why are we even fighting over here? Okay, we need to deal with Arrow guy though. Ain't gonna go down on its own, that's for damn certain. Okay. What a clusterfuck. Okay, Astragoth going there. Too slippery. Alright, my flank has collapsed there. Ain't good. Let's turn old artillery there. Okay, let's send the Centaur renders on that side. Do a bit of a sneaky attack over there. Reposition these fellows here. The blunderbusses will go deal with that. Fireglaves. Rogue Idol, almost gone. Much of the enemy army is starting to collapse over here, so blunderbusses send those in. These guys are gonna start collapsing. Trolls are chasing Wolf Riders, that's funny. I mean, it is a fast unit, sure. Let's see. Okay. Let's give him some melee defense. Artillery kit keeps doing its thing. Right, these guys have been occupied for way too long. We need to deal with that. Oop. Let's go send them in. And chase them down. Alright, hopefully those units will soon enough. Zhatan is still in the fight. What a mess. We have this unit of Dwarf Warriors. That's still in there. Okay. Grimgor versus Zhatan, a pile of corpses. Zhatan's just like, I'm out. Try and get the Astragoth out of here. Right, Chaos Armor Trolls coming in. And now Kholek comes in to finish the job. Well, hopefully we don't lose the entire battlefield because I'm spending too much time looking at stuff. I guess he's dead somewhere around here. I don't exactly know where. Oh, there we go. He's still alive. Not for long. Gorgeous. Goodbye, Grimgor. Well, that is the battle. Yeah, the army losses are starting to kick in. They're starting to kick in hard. Still alive there, huh? We do still have one artillery unit. Well, the cast trolls should be able to handle that situation. Alright. Wolf Rider is just going to chase down any who try and flee. Charge. And that's over. Victory. Bloody victory, but victory. And this is the easier version of what you might face on a campaign. This is just a skirmish battle on normal difficulty. Imagine Grimgor with a full Wa, and you have only a full stack on your own. No Kholek, no Zhatan. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun experience. Well, we lost, effectively, because these kind of losses are not sustainable for the Chaos Dwarves. The Greenskins, they breed like rabbits, well, like the mushrooms that they are. Yeah, that was quite the bloodbath. Each lord had 25k gold. I did consume a lot of it for Grimgor and the goblins over here. So Grimgor basically spent 22k. These guys spent 16k. Right. So almost 40k that Grimgor had in that particular battle. I had 19k. Zhatan had 18. No, not 18k. 8k. So that's 25k. And so what, 37k or so, basically. Yeah, there's a pretty substantial difference between the forces here. Rogue Giant, what a mess of a fight there in the middle, though. Holy crap. Loved it, though. Well, that's all there is to it for the moment. Fun battle, really fun battle, and probably something you're going to experience in a lot of campaigns, or something similar, or far worse, with a far less substantial force at your disposal. But I guess we'll see how the situation develops over there. But I think it's fair to say, based on everything we've seen on the current live version, not this early access version, but the one that everyone has access to, Grimgor is not going to go down without a fight.